New product from HaulMaster, 300-pound capacity, foldable tailgate ladder. I've debated spending the coin on one of the flip-down ones that goes here, but seeing as though this is $40 at Harbor Freight right now, it's a perfect price to give it a shot. Let's open it up and see what it looks like. Got some hardware instructions, a couple of zip ties. Okay, without looking at the instructions yet, got a mounting plate, straight bracket, curved bracket, 2 pivots, some hardware, securing strap, and then your main step over there, which has some blue grip tape on it, which looks pretty nice in the sun actually. According to the instructions, the mounting plate, I want it to be on the driver's side. You want it to be at least 1 inch from the top, somewhere around there ought to work. At least a ½ inch from the side of the gate. One thing to be aware of, when you close your tailgate, even though they say at least a ½ inch from the side, you need to make sure it's gonna close and not hit the side of the gate. A line out, just eyeballing it, of course. Gonna look something like that. Now I'm gonna get this thing mocked up so that I kind of have an idea of what it's gonna look like once it's together, and so I know how to drill the holes. Here's the shot of the hardware it comes with. 4 Allen screws with lock nuts. That'll be for the pivoting section of the base, and then it looks to be 9 of each, short and long. I don't know if that's a sheet metal screw, kind of looks like one. It should be one, to secure the bracket to the tailgate. You also have some hitch clips to change the height of the ladder depending on the terrain that you're on. Now, it only came with 2 lock washers, which I think is kind of weird, but anyway, I put those on the main bracket bolt. Again, this is just the mock-up phase, so let's see what we're dealing with. One of the big concerns I had was the tailgate strap, whether or not it's going to hit that. But it looks like, as long as you're okay with these guys being up a little bit, you have some clearance in there, so you don't have to worry about that. This doesn't bother me. I don't need it to be perfectly level. It does stick up just a hair, but that's okay. I don't know how you would get around that. The picture on the box shows it to be a little more inboard, so let's just try to play around with some of the adjustments here. Because of the placement of the tailgate strap and the ridge placement of the tailgate itself, I have to go a little bit further inboard with it and a little bit further back. So I'm at about 3.5 inches from the side, 1.5 inches from the top. I think that'll be okay. Yeah, almost exactly 2.5 inches from the side. Just going to get it approximately level and use a paint pen to mark some potential drill points. You can see here I'm trying to put it up on the raised area of the bed as much as possible. I've got 9 longer screws, 9 shorter screws. So I'm going to install all the short screws on the raised areas where I can get a good hit, and then I'm going to put the longer ones on the recessed area. Center punch each one of these. Then with a 9/64 drill bit, gonna make your holes. I realize this is an impact driver and not a drill. I left my drill at work. Of course, this is gonna work just fine. In order to seal up the holes, to prevent any sort of rust, let's put some white flex glue in each one of the holes. Used this stuff before on a couple of tailgate items. Works pretty good, just to keep any sort of water from getting in there. I'm gonna use some shorter screws for this one, so I'll get one started. Don't want to strip your holes out, so don't go crazy with this part. And these screws are cheap, so if you do go crazy, they'll break. So this one there broke the head off the screw. I don't know why it's so hard for people to find quality screws, but it's Harbor Freight, so what do you expect? It's not terrible. I got most of them in there. All right, I'd say the plate's pretty secure. I'm gonna go ahead and run down 2 more. Again, just gonna pack it with flex glue. Now it's time for the Allens. This is a 5mm Allen hex and a 10mm lock nut. At least they were nice, giving us some pretty easy sizes to work with here. Because it's a lock nut, you don't want to go crazy. Don't get them too tight. Let's see how she folds. That's not bad at all. We have some room at the end of the gate, and that's where this strap comes in. Your securing clasp has 2 mounting holes in it. So if you don't want this thing flopping around while you're driving on the road, I think they have that in there upside down. Yeah, that looks better. Now, these things could be theoretically put anywhere, but I'm gonna put them right about there. Yep, because I want it to be just about like that. So I'm gonna stick it right here. Again, using some flex glue to seal that area up, and a super thick washer to secure both straps onto the tailgate. All right, let's give it a run. So I did notice this earlier. I thought it'd be okay. We're still okay, but that distance there is very narrow. If you don't want to scratch your bumper, be very careful of that. So the only thing I noticed so far, if you start off with your right foot, you're pretty good. Once you go to your left, it does shift. Now this is the HaulMaster Truck Bed Tailgate Ladder from Harbor Freight, $39.99 right now. And for 40 bucks, it's not a bad deal. It gets the job done. It is cheap. This really annoys me, but what are you gonna do? I might take that out eventually and fix it, but for now it's fine. If you have any questions about the install or how this thing is holding up, leave a comment down below. I think this is a relatively new item, and it's not bad. Don't be afraid of it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks for watching.